my fellow readers. Today I'm going to be doing a series review of Star-Crossed by Junko. There's only 4 volumes in the series, so I read them all and I'm just going to give my whole series thoughts. Because it was really simple. I mean, it's not that hard-hitting. It's not anything I have to like go overboard with. I'll give a quick read through of the back and then I'll go into more details. So, Divine Intervention. Has a concert ever changed your life? Azusa adores Chika-kun, the cutest and most popular star in the idol group Prince for You, and she's thrilled to get front row seats to his latest show. She would do anything for him, so when a stage light falls, Azusa leaps on stage, and fails to save Chika's life. The two are off to heaven, where God gives them a second chance. Except a mix-up resurrects Azusa in Chika's body, and vice versa. What on earth could be in store for this odd couple of pampered celeb and drooling fangirl? A savage, addictive shoujo send-up of idol fandom from the creator of Kiss Him, Not Me. I like that little tagline. That's hilarious. Azusa is a huge idol fangirl, and for Chika, really, like, posters everywhere all along her walls all about Chika. She adores Chika. He's not actually the most famous in the group, but he's her bias, and she would do anything for him, including die for him. But when they make it into heaven, because as is described, they both die when a stage light falls, there was a mistake. And they weren't supposed to die, so they do get sent back, mostly unscathed. However, they are in each other's bodies. But it's not a permanent switch. So they are able, not by any choice of their own, but they are able to switch back into their original bodies. So then the question becomes, why do they flip into one another's bodies and how to make it stop? And that becomes the main mission of these 4 other volumes. And you do see as well other character interactions. Chika with his bandmates. Of course, Azusa with Chika and Chika's bandmates. As well as Chika's neighbor. I would say he's probably her best friend. Now, things that I have issues with. I almost do feel like some of this ended up getting rushed. Because certain relationships are like teased or brought up, but then they don't really go anywhere in order to maintain the main relationship, which is really just between Azusa and Chika. Which, I mean, is fine. I was fine with that, but like her neighbor, who's like her best friend, he has been in love with her, I guess, since they were very young, and he had this whole like dream planned out about their whole life, and he's always been there for her, but he never admits to her how he feels, which I guess was slightly a bit of a letdown. Like I kind of would have liked to see at least that played out or resolved in some way, but it just gets kind of dismissed. On Chika's side, we also have one of his bandmates that has feelings for him. At least in that case, you could kind of get it because he admits that he could never tell Chika how he feels because he doesn't think they could ever have a relationship, and he's fine with that. So like at least in that case you can sort of get, because that's a relationship that could cause a lot more rifts for a number of reasons. But it is kind of sad at the same time that they're just kind of dropped off. Like they're brought up and you think there'll be bigger plot points than what actually ends up happening. And I don't know if the series had to be shortened or if that was the play out from the beginning. I don't know. Beyond that, I think the story was pretty solid. It's just a fun kind of rom-com with body switching. There's not too much to it. I won't get into how they can make it stop because that's a major, major spoiler for the end. So I don't want to get into that, but that it's very essential to the plot why they're switching and how to make it stop. It was fun. I don't know, like I just found it was fun. I didn't overly love it. I think there was probably better crafting done with Kiss Him Not Me. But again, that was a longer series. there was more time to establish the characters and for you to get familiar with the characters. That's probably going to be Junko's magnum opus. It'd be hard to top that one. I still think it's fascinating because Junko started more in the BL realm and now is more a shoujo artist. But the shoujo always involves elements of boys' love in one way or another. And what's also great too about these, that you should pick up if you're a fan of Kiss Him Not Me, is that there are side stories in the first 2 volumes. I don't think there was another one. Oh, there's one at the in the very last volume. There's a side story that involves both this narrative and Kiss Him Not Me. So if you're a fan of that series, you might want to pick this up just to get those side story bonuses. In the second volume, it involves the side story between Nanashima and Shinomiya, who, spoiler alert from the Kiss Him Not Me finale, they end up in a relationship with one another that doesn't get explored through the whole series, but it's one of those side elements that gets thrown out in the final volume of Kiss Him Not Me. And so this is a story of them meeting each other again after high school graduation, but before they get into a relationship with one another. I'm kind of hoping that Junko does go back to that and lets us see their story like that. When I read that in Kiss Him Not Me, I'm like, oh, that's cute, but it never, I don't know, it just came out of kind of nowhere. It was like, really, those two? I mean, that's cute, but when, how, why? So I wouldn't mind seeing that story explored at some point. But it could be because that's more BL that maybe it won't be told. I should actually make sure it hasn't been told, because maybe Junko published it as a BL title and I'm just not aware because it's not published here. But anyway, it was really fun to see those characters again as well. The first one, I think, had the side story, if I'm not mistaken, with Kei and her senpai. So the first one, it's just a very simple story between Kei and her senpai, and like, it's just a cute, fluffy short. So if you're interested in that, like, you can try to find these at the library, even if you just want to read the side story and not the main Star-Crossed. Although, if you're a fan of Junko, you'll have a good time with Star-Crossed as well. There's the classic comedy that Junko is known for, and really good romantic elements. I mean, it is really sweet. You'll get the doki doki moments that are in Junko's works. It does surprise me, too, that there hasn't been, as far as I'm aware, Junko's BL published in the States. Like, why hasn't that been licensed? Because that, come on. I think that you'd end up with a lot of fans of Junko's work that would probably buy the BL series. And they are really sweet too. Junko does a great job with just romantic stories and elements. There's not much I can say about this series, because it literally is just about body swapping, romance. There's a reason they're swapping. They had both died, and it needs to be resolved. So if you'd like to see how it gets resolved, pick up Star-Crossed. That is it for this video. Until next time, bye.